Hi guys, Gilfest is coming. In this video, we will talk about the best servants to invest in for this event, while the 2x super and great success for XP is active during the pre-campaign. Starting with number 5. To invest in a strong AOE Archer, as the best lottery nodes for round 2 and the last round are full of sabers. First recommended ones are the Buster Trifecta 5 stars, Ishtar, Tesla, and Gilgamesh. The good thing about these guys is that you could run a 6-slot lottery series depending on MP levels, as the lottery seed gives 15 crit stars baseline, where you can 100% bust a crit through the first wave. Gilgamesh will probably have the easiest time due to his MP damage increase for a servant niche, while Ishtar received an interlude buff to her MP, making Tesla probably the weakest of the three if we're talking about at equal MP levels. Then there is Arash, really cheap unit to field, only needs skill 3 to be maxed for a 30% gouge. His death on MP enables you to cycle in another damage dealer or support, and to continue your 3-turn loops. Atalante will also be a great archer to invest in, especially if you have a Scotty. There will be some suboptimal ways to make her work if you don't have your own Scotty, such as using Arash to MP the first wave, or using a Nero Bride for her MP gain and MP battery. MP2 is ideal as her base MP1 damage is low, and card damage may not be quite enough to 100% crit waves in 1. This is due to Atalante's low base attack as a 4-star servant. Special mention goes to J Archer, as she is an art servant that can reliably refund MP gouge from her arts MP, while also having a 40% MP battery on skill 2, easily enabling her to loop with no starting charge CE, ideal for a 6-slot CE team. The downside to J Archer's her MP damage is on the very low side, and may not be enough if you only have her at MP1, and her face card will also be very poor due to her very low base attack for a 5-star archer. Nero Bride will be a staple in arts teams looping before Castoria arrives on NA, due to the recent buff she received during Anniversary. This gives her skill 1 a 30% MP battery on top of her MP gain. This enables arts loopers to consistently get enough MP tasks to just loop and loop and loop. She will normally be paired with premier arts loopers such as J Archer or Da Vinci Rider, while pairing with another Nero Bride, just like Double Scotty. She could also work well with Tamamo. She is well worth investing in if you are looking to run a 6-slot CE arts team. Da Vinci Rider has just came out in a recent Anniversary. She is great at looping due to her skill 1 Golden Body EX, giving 20% gouge per turn at max level, while also having an arts MP giving her even further MP refund. However, Da Vinci won't be as good on the saber nodes in round 2 and 3 unless heavily invested in MP levels and grails, but in the first round for casters she can work just simply at MP1. Round 1 is an amazing node to farm, as it drops hearts, one of the most commonly used materials for servants. Just at MP1, Da Vinci can run a 6-slot lottery comp, provided you have 3 out of the servants pictured above. So this also means if you have all the necessary supports and don't have your own Da Vinci Rider, you can pick up your friend's one in support list. And trust me, there are a lot of them in support. The good thing about this is that means you can pick the Da Vinci Rider over her highest MP level should you feel MP1 does not do good enough damage for you. One note is that if you're running Paracelsus will need to MP the first wave for you to 3-turn farm a 6-slot Da Vinci comp. Of course, we then have the quick comps with Scotty. If you still haven't maxed out your Scotty skills, well, now is the time. Quick comps are probably the least button clicky and require the least input from you compared to other farming comps if you have an MLB kaleidoscope, where you don't even need to use plug suit. Don't have kaleidoscope? No problem. Just use any 15% start charge CE with plug suit and support waiver. For Gilfest, the usual Dantes and Lancelots are a great investment, as well as Atalante as mentioned before, as there are a lot of saber nodes. The biggest weakness with quick comps is that they cannot run any 6-slot setups. They must use a starting charge CE, such as a kaleidoscope or 50% one. Pavati, a good quick looper recently on Raider banner, but I don't recommend her for this Gilfest due to obvious class disadvantage with a lot of sabers as a lancer. She could work in round 1 against the casters provided you have her at high MP levels, as her base MP damage is incredibly low due to her low base attack stat. Now before we talk about the number 1 servant to invest in for Gilfest, let's talk about some honorable mentions. Chen Gong. His damage can be quite absurd, but he really needs all the necessary supports and grails to make him work and MP gain efficiently. You can't just use MP gouge on death CE such as Battle of Camland, as it will take up lottery CE slots. Then we have Merlin. He is still the CQ king, which Gilfest has a lot of. He is just great due to his 1-turn team-wide invincibility, health regen, MP gain, and crit start generation, thanks to his Garden of Avalon. He just has everything in one package for CQs. Absolutely worth investing in. Next we have Summon Mordred, an excellent looping rider, but she is no longer in the gacha circulation, making it difficult to get copies of her. However, if you have Nero Bride and Waver, you can reliably loop with her in round 1 with 6-slot CEs by simply borrowing the highest MP one from your support list, running any Mystic Code of your liking. She is just that good at looping. Lastly, and you probably have guessed it, it's Arjuna Alter. Arjuna Alter's damage is just crazy due to skill 1, while being a berserker giving him class advantage on all the lottery nodes. With 15 crit stars with each lottery CE on the field, he can bust a card crit the first wave, just like the AOE Archers mentioned at the start of her video. This enables Arjuna Alter to MP the last 2 waves, running a 6-slot lottery comp, also due to the fact that he has a 30% MP battery. His damage is so high with his skill 1, he can get away with it just at MP1. And due to his high damage, he can act as a pseudo single target DPS, making him also absolutely vital in Gilfest challenge quests. If you have an Arjuna Alter, he is a great investment for Gilfest. Don't have him? No problem. Borrow one from your friends list. If you have the right support casters, you can use them in some form of plug suit comp.
you.